Back at you again with another Cooking Creations. This is Chef Brandon, Executive Chef at the Four Winds Casino. It's breakfast time. All right, we're gonna do a breakfast bake. It's a take on it. It's a Monte Cristo take. So it's got a little ham, a nice smoky ham, some Swiss cheese, a nice sharp Swiss cheese. We're gonna also glaze it with a raspberry glaze. So it's got the sweet, the salty, a little smoky. Let's get into the ingredients. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. All right, we got our huevos here, some eggs. We got our smoked ham. You can also substitute that out with some Canadian bacon if you'd like. I just like a nice lean meat. We have our Swiss cheese. Again, you can use a Gruyere if you'd like. We have our strawberry jam here. We have vanilla, sugar, some half and half, and some milk. And we have our honey mustard here that we're gonna spread in between. All right, let's get into this. We got our French bread here. Look at that beautiful thing. But you can use a lot of different types of breads if you want. You have your ciabattas, you got your focaccias, or no, don't use a focaccia with this one. I would recommend a brioche. Brioche, French breads, Italian bread, those are good breads to use for this. And when I do this, I tend to cut my slices pretty thick because you're almost getting that French toast feel with it. So you want your bread to be nice and dense that can soak all that custard up with it. All right, we got our bread cut. I'm gonna go ahead and start building these sandwiches, these little sandwiches, so you can see how the method is here. I'm gonna move this so you can kind of get a better visual of it. All right, here we go. We have our honey mustard here, our brush. We're just gonna go ahead and lightly brush a side of each one of them. Let me get a few of them knocked out here. So you see we got our honey mustard, we have our Swiss cheeses, we have our hams here. You see, really simple. We're gonna go ham, or Swiss cheese, some ham, and our bread. And we're gonna just essentially build this like a big giant sandwich. You know what? I have a much faster method of this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And here we go. There you got it. I told you, it's pretty quick. All right. So you see, we have them layered in there. We got the ham, the cheese, the nice thick bread in there. We got the honey mustard in between there. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and make up our custard. You see, we got the fresh eggs. We got some milk, some heavy cream here. I'm gonna go ahead and crack a couple of them, get it started so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, we'll do 3 of them all day. All right, got our whisk. I like to get those eggs scrambled up nice here. All right, we get a quick mix on them. It's a little easier. And we're gonna go ahead and add our milk. And our half and half. That's it. Just building a solid custard base here. Okay, with that, we got our vanilla. It's a sweet and savory thing here. So, and then our sugar. Give that a mix. All right. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and pour it over it. It's that simple. Our dish is ready. And the key to this is really getting like a nice dense bread. Sometimes people use stale bread or the day-old bread because it just has a nice soaking effect in there and you can really get that custard throughout the whole thing. So the key to this is, my recommendation is let it sit overnight. Cover it, put it in the fridge, go overnight. That way the next morning you can wake up and bake it. It's beautiful. It's soaked up all that custard, got all that flavor, the sweet vanilla in there with the savory honey mustard and the cheese and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pop this in the fridge. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning. All right, we got our breakfast baked off. I went ahead, woke up early this morning and got in the oven. Look how beautiful it looks. You got the nice crisp edges of the ham. This custard really set in and filled in there, so all that flavors throughout it. The way I go ahead and top this thing now is, like I said, it's got the savory, salty, and all that fun stuff in there. Little powdered sugar. Always sets off any kind of Monte Cristo, French toast, any kind of thing like that. So we got our powdered sugar. And then what I did was, I did a strawberry jam. You can take a raspberry jam too, but any kind of jam, if you just throw it in a skillet, a pan, put a little heat on it, it really breaks it down and it makes it kind of a sauce. So I go ahead and I ladle a little bit of that over the top of this. Oh, it smells so good. I tell you, that'll take care of your breakfast craving right there. All right, I'm gonna have to get me a spoon and a cup of coffee and call this a day. Again, though, it's fun to have a big family, or a big breakfast for the family and stuff, and it's an easy one you can knock out the night before and have it ready so you can just pop in the oven. I suggest trying it out. You can even do some of them where there's an eggs Benedict, where you sub in English muffins, but they have the same similar kind of style to this. English muffin with your Canadian bacon and top it with a hollandaise sauce. So that gives you kind of a savory mix too. So just a couple different ideas for you to try out. But from my kitchen to yours, I'm Chef Brandon. Enjoy.